Let's go live with another video. It's James Maduke speaking, trainingsites.io. And what I'm going to do right now, this is kind of a live workshop. I've been asked a couple times, how do I create these videos? What are the steps that you go through? So what I'm going to do live is I'm actually going to go through kind of the pieces that I use, the different AI tools that I use, and how I keep track of all of these when I'm whipping out these videos, which I can do pretty quickly. I've already done 2 today. It takes me about maybe, if I do a 15-minute video or a 20-minute video, it probably takes me 20 minutes, 25 minutes to actually do all the research and get the video ready. So I'm going to go through that and explain it while I'm doing. And again, if you have any comments or anything, put them in the chat. If you're here, there's no producer here, so these are just live streams. If you put it in the chat, I'll try and see it while we're going. If I don't, put it in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them after. So this is where we're at and why I'm doing it. One of the things that a lot of course creators run into, lesson creators, how-to videos, tutorials, is they're always looking for graphics that they can use to complement either the written text that they have from the AI tool, or more importantly, if they're creating lessons, they need to have something to explain complex concepts or make things more memorable. So I did run into a particular tool called mylens.ai, and I'm going to try and open these up so that you see it. Let me go back to the main page here just so we can, I'm going to open it up and actually so you can see it. It may log me in because okay, so here we go. What I'm going to do is, here we go. This one's called mylens.ai. I'm going to show you the steps I go through to make a video tutorial on how to use MyLens. So I found this, and this is similar to one called napkin.ai, which I've talked about in some other videos in this channel. And again, if you haven't subscribed and liked the channel, please do. I got 280 videos up right now. I'm whipping them out, maybe 1, 2, 3 a day. And I've got a good system for doing it. And these are ones that I get questions for. So I'm just trying to kick out as many how-to tutorials along those particular ones. So what this does is, this is similar to napkin.ai. And what you can do is you can input some content and it will generate a graphic for you that can be used in a lesson and or a particular course or any kind of material that you're using. So it's mylens.ai, and they do have, I think there's the free version. I'll open it up. Yeah, so it's free version, but you can only create 3 a day. If you want to do more, you're going to have to upgrade your account. And you can see that there's a number of timeline, PDF, images, links and tables, things that you can put in to generate the content. Again, similar to napkin.ai. So here's kind of where I start this. I have a tool called Fluent Boards, which runs directly on my WordPress site on the trainingsites.io. And what I do is I keep track of every time I get an idea or something that I think would be a good how-to or tutorial that can help people create their online videos and online courses. I put it in here and I have a template for the steps that go through. And a couple of these ideas that are here is using AI to create the title, the description, and the thumbnail. I have a Thirsty Affiliates, which is a way that I have affiliate links and resources that are going to be available in the description. And then Canva graphics, and then all the YouTube settings for end screens and cards, converting the transcript to a mini course or a lesson, social media posts, email copy, and then sending the broadcast out to my list. So every time I create a video, this is kind of the pieces that I'm going to go through. And what I'm doing today is I'm just going to show you the steps that I'm actually doing to create the actual video, not do this part, but to create the actual video that I'm going to do beforehand. And how do I do that? Well, that's the next piece right here. And again, these prompts are available to you as a trainingsites.io member. I'm going to show them to you. This is just a library of some of the prompts, and I'm going to do up, hopefully you can see this. We've got AI prompts for YouTube and course videos. This is a series of prompts that I use to create the talking points, and we're going to do this live. Create and generate a video title. Optimize the title. I might skip this one today because it takes a little bit of time and I don't necessarily have to do it for this title. A video description, creating the actual video script, an intro if it doesn't turn out the way I want in the script, a wrap up or end. So these are the actual things that I'm going to go through for this. And then the other piece is I'm going to actually use the tools to see what gets generated from this. So first things first, what I want to do, and I talked about this in a video earlier today, is that I have an idea for this YouTube video that I came up, right? And one of the ideas here is that a lot of people struggle online courses creating graphics. So what I wanted to do is just make sure that I understood what the roadblocks are and what the problems that people get into or having trouble with. So what I did, of course, is I went to Perplexity, which is the tool that I talked about this morning, and I did a simple prompt, and I just said, what are the biggest roadblocks for new online course creators when they're creating relevant graphics for their online courses and video tutorials? So Perplexity goes out and does a search on content that is available today and brand new content. So this is a live search on real content. And it actually does, it did 8 different sources you can see here. And it's provided a concise result instead of me having to search everywhere. And it was limited design skills, time constraints, budget limitations, copyright and licensing issues, maintaining consistency, technical limitations. So these are the things that people run into. These are the things that real people are struggling with. So these are the questions that I'm going to be answering during the video. And again, there's some additional material here. You can actually see on the right-hand side, there's some links already to YouTube videos. So I don't necessarily have to go search YouTube for it, but I could if I want to. Maybe if there's some images or infographics that other people have done, but those are all available there. And again, the best part is I can copy these, okay? I can ask for, edit the query or change the query, have a new result. But here's the other ones. What are the best free tools? How do I ensure my graphics are available for everyone? How can I put them in animations for my online courses? How do I use stock photos? But for me, I just wanted to know the roadblocks. That's all I was interested in, and that is the start of everything. Because if remember, that first kind of piece here, creating my video, I've got to go and I got to make sure that I've got a title, description, and thumbnail for something that I need to have answer. And what are those ones? Those ones are the prompts here, which were, first one was brainstorming and talking points. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this. And again, these ones are available to you. Do you have to put all of these in? No. Is this a bigger mega prompt? Yes. Does it have to be this complex? No. So what I'm going to do is, for sake of argument right here, I'll do it the first one so that you see it, what happens. I'm going to do a copy here. And again, this isn't a lesson on how to use ChatGPT or Claude, but I'm going to put it in, and we're going to put it in, and the one that I want to do is I'm just copying and paste it in, YouTube video about just going to say so what's the context, right? I'm just saying, here's a case where these new course creators are having trouble creating courses and lesson graphics. And on this one, I'm just going to say, let's say online courses, video tutorials. These are the SEO keywords that I'm talking about. And I'm just filling this in with all the information that is available to me about the topic that I want to do, right? So, highlight. I'm just going to take this one out just so we, I don't want to get too much here. Okay, let's put it in. Just going to say, highlight the benefits of relevant course graphics for time management. Okay, so examples and case studies. Topic, I'm going to cut and paste this one. just so we can reuse it. And again, these are the things that you have to kind of think of beforehand, right? You got to make sure that you know what the video's about. It's asked for an analogy. And again, this is a complex one. You don't have to use it. I'm just doing it for this first one because of time and speed. And I'm going to copy this just so I have the updated one. And let's generate it and see what ChatGPT comes out with. Now, I'm a big fan, of course, of using multiple ones or multiple tools. And let me see if we got is it thinking here? Got to make sure we got a screen showing up. And is my computer frozen? No. So let's try this again and see if I can get it to go. There we go. So it's generating stuff. It's got my big prompt there. And we'll see what happens. It's generating. And just for fun, what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to go and we'll do the same thing. And we'll do a brand new, start a new chat at Claude. And again, this isn't a course on how to use Claude or ChatGPT. I'm just using basic prompts just so that we see what happens. And I've got two versions going. I've got Claude and I've also got ChatGPT. And it's going to go and it's going to generate some examples. And it looks like this one. And these are paid versions too of these AI tools. And this one doesn't look like it's working too well, does it? Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to stop it. Let's do a refresh of this one because it looks like it's not giving me what I need. There we go, starting to think of it. Well, that's awkward. Let's go look what Claude had to put up with. Okay, there we go. So here's a brainstorming list. This one again, Claude has put up mastering course graphics, essential tips for courses and video tutorials. And then it's actually given me some kind of script and talking points, right? Time efficiency, examples before and after to do, misconceptions, you need to be a professional designer. So it's giving me a whole bunch of talking points that are available to get started here. And again, I know that these are the ones that are important because I did the check in Perplexity to make sure that those were the ones that I needed to use. So I'm going to go through all of these, take a look at them, see what I like, what I don't like. It's got some exact examples here for the analogy. And again, one of the things you can do with these, and this is one of the things I highly recommend, is that if you get an answer that you want or enough information, make sure that you copy it and open up a brand new document. And I'm just going to put it and copy and paste it in directly. So I'm now keeping notes of the responses that I'm getting. If I was using the tool normally, if I was using ChatGPT or Claude in this case, I can ask for an artifact, which will keep it for me. And if I'm working on a project, I could do that as well. But for this example, I'm just copying and pasting it into a document so that I have this particular one and it's something that I use. So there we go. Got that one there. Let's go back to Claude. It's I'm not getting much here, which is disappointing. Let's try this one here. Looks like ChatGPT is working a little bit slow for me here today, and it's not necessarily working. And which model do we have? 4.0, that's the one we're going. I don't have the new ones that are running. Who knows? We're going to have to stick with Claude then. Obviously, this doesn't happen normally, but it's happened today. So we'll go with that one. So what's next on our list? Still thinking. Still thinking. Yeah, let's try one more time. Have that go in the background. Okay, there we go. We'll have it go in the background. So what are the next kind of steps that we need to do here, right? We've got our prompts. We did brainstorming. It's asking for a video title. So this is where we've got kind of a SEO keywords. We've got some talking points that we can look at, maybe a case study or example that we want to do. And remember that I picked out those keywords and phrases, but it's the context, right? And the content, creating course graphics that I'm focusing on. So I'm just going to go from now on, I'm just going to go and pick this one up and I'll copy it. And we'll bring it to Claude in this case, and I'm going to open it up, and it says video title about I just said for creating graphics, creating course and lesson graphics for beginners. And I'm just going to use online courses and how-to video tutorials. Increasing efficiency that let's see what happens here. Each title should, and then it's got some additional material for me here. It's got each one should. Okay, so let's see what happens. See what we get here. So here we got a list of 7 optimized SEO titles for us to get started. So we've got 5 game-changing graphic hacks for how-to video tutorials, My Lens Magic. So what I did is I put in the product that I was looking at, and I said, you know what? Give me some titles that relate to the context or the talking points that we've been talking about here. So again, I've got a product or service that I'm looking at. I've asked for some brainstorming, double-checked it on Perplexity. I've got some talking points that came up here, some analogies that I might want to use when I'm doing it. So time efficiency, misconceptions, content authenticity, audience engagement. These are all talking points that I didn't have to come up with. The ChatGPT or Claude has come up with it for me. Now let's just, for interest here, I'm going to go back and take a look. Yeah, so there's some ideas. And here's something interesting. Like, and I played this off before. Is a lot of times when you're creating these kind of tutorials, I use both Claude and ChatGPT because I often get completely different answers to the same questions, and they both have value. So again, I might go and I take a look at this one and say, oh, that one's kind of cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I copy it and I'll add it to my document so that I have it. So I'm going to put that in there. And of course, I'm going to go back and clean this up after, but I'm going to go paste it in. So I've just pasted it to my document, just so that I have it as a reference material, and it's all there that I can go back to it. And I think the important part here is I'm looking at this, and from my personal experience and my background and my expertise, I want to take a look and see, well, which are the ones that are really important, or the ones that I think are important as it relates to the video that I want to do, which is, in my case, is on mylens.ai. So I got this there. There's SEO integration. Doesn't really happen. The ones that are I think are important is that efficiency, making sure that the content seems authentic, and retention. Those are ones that are important. I think in this example, to do a case study of shows how it works exactly, and misconceptions about how much time and cost it takes. So this one has kind of 2 key points. The one that came out with ChatGPT, the one that I like with Claude with the little bit better, are the just Perplexity, these simple answers here about these talking points. So here's an example where I've got input from a real-time live source, which is Perplexity, and then I've got sort of created content by the other AI tools. I think the stuff at Perplexity gives me talking points that are a little bit better than the ones that got generated automatically with the prompts that I was using. So let's see what's next. I've got a title that was picked there. It followed some instructions for me, and I didn't even put in these extra pieces here. Actually, let's see what happens if I do this again. We'll do that another time. I only did the first piece to do it. That was, let me do this. Actually, I will do that just because I can. So I'm going to copy that one, and let's go back and we'll fine tune this one. It gave us some good titles, right? And that's kind of interesting. I didn't even put in the full prompt, and it still gave me some good examples. So this one, I'm going to go and let's copy it. copy this one. So we're going to use the same reason for it. I'm just going to use the exact same kind of phrases that are there. We'll do so I'm trying to put in the same text. There we go. Create curiosity. Let's put it in. Okay, let's see what happens. And I'm just going to make sure I copy and paste this as well. Copy it, sorry, so I have a copy in case something goes wrong. There we go. Cool, and it's giving me 7. And I put 7 in. Do you have to use 7? No, you don't have to use 7. You could ask for 5. You could ask for 15. And it will give those ones to you as well. So it's given me some here. I may pick one. Which one do I want to do? Here's some good ones. Here we go. So I'm going to go and pick the ones that are appropriate for me. And this one, boost your how-to video. And again, if you wanted to use some additional hacks here, right, you can ask for clarification. For speed here, I'm going to pick one. Let's do this one. I don't know if I want to be authentic. Let me do... we'll start with that one just to have it. And I'm going to keep that one, and we'll just put it into the title just so I have my notes here. So there's the title I'm going to use. What's next? Well, I got to make sure that I have title optimization. I'm not going to do. This is kind of a neat format. I did another video on this one. I'll actually include it, a link below so you can see it, and it actually scores your titles. You know, if you watch any of the other YouTube videos about how important titles and descriptions and thumbnails are, I think there's real value in understanding or scoring your titles depending on the market that you're in. So that's kind of a cool tool or prompt to use to actually help you out with that one. So again, I'll put that prompt below for you so that you have a chance with it. Now here's the next step. What I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm creating I've got a title, I know the talking points, the things that are there. I need to make sure that I have a video description, right? So I'm just going to copy this prompt, and it's asking for an optimized YouTube video description. And again, if I wanted to do it on an online course or a lesson, I just change the wording a little bit, but I want to do on the particular phrase or keyword and clearly convey the benefits of watching the video. So this is the stuff I'm going to paste in when I'm creating the video, right? And let's go, and we'll use Claude because we're on a roll here, and that's the one that I personally like. So I'm going to paste that one in, and we're going to do I'm just going to say online course graphics, video tutorials. Sure that the first sentence is above the fold, highly descriptive, and clearly conveys the main benefit of watching the videos. I'm going to say professional online course graphics for how-to video tutorials. That's kind of stuff that I want to have in there. So describing, checking. So this is actually going to give us a full description, right, of how we can use it. And I'll just put it in. And again, we're keeping notes on this. I do these live. So what's happening is when I'm actually creating I use a product called Ecamm to do all of the live sessions. I don't do any graphics, or sorry, I don't do any video tutorials that are recorded and edited or done with video editing. I just do live edits on the fly. You can see we've been changing back and forth to a couple different screens here, and that's what I'm doing with Ecamm, so I don't have to do fancy graphics after. But in this case, you can see that I've now got my copy here. I've now got my video description for YouTube. So let's go and put it in my document. I've got a title, got a description, put it in caps, so there we go. So I've now got all of the different pieces, and obviously I'd read through this just to make sure that it fits exactly with what I'm trying to do. But you can see, because I'm working on the same project, I've now got my video description. I can go and make sure that I add my particular links that are appropriate for it. Free course graphics template. These are links that I would use or go back to my own site. And remember, when we were looking at the start, I was talking about having the tasks here. Create or update thirsty affiliate links and resources for video description. So what I do personally is when I have a product like my lens, or I have links back to some of my documents that I'm using as opt-ins for emails or downloads or lead pages or lead capture pages, what happens is I create in Thirsty Affiliates, there's another one called Better Links that I highly recommend. I'll put the links below to those ones. But these products, I create a link, which is a custom link in the description, and I will update it to bring people back to my site, to either to the landing page or maybe directly to the product or service that I'm an affiliate of. So if I go back and we take a look at the document, see there's a space here, free graphics templates, our favorite design tools. So I may put a link to the resources page, join our community for course creators, it's here, okay? So I'm gonna go through this and double check the content, but it's basically done for me. And if you get these done a couple times, you can have a template that you quite like, and all you need to do is ask for this part of the video and not the rest. But ChatGPT's done Claude's done a really good job of continuing the conversation that we've been working on and having it. So I got my talking points for the video, I've got a title, I've got a description, we've got a big picture, I know what's focused on, what's next? Well, next thing I have to do, of course, is generate a video script. And when we come to scripts, this comes with a caveat, because for me personally, when I'm doing this, I just use talking points. If you need a complete step-by-step video script, you can generate it here and I'll show you what you get. But of course, with a video script, you may have to spend a little bit of time tweaking it or making sure that the AI tool that you're using, like Claude or ChatGPT, talks an authentic tone for you. And those are things that we covered in other videos about special instructions, for example, or uploading content and having it to match your particular style or writing style or speaking style. But for all intents and purposes right here, what I'm going to just do is I'm going to copy the prompt for generating the script. And in this case, I've got an intro and an outro that it's going to generate in the script. So I'm just going to copy this. And again, it's about my lens, and you can see that there's talking points here, right? Now remember, we generated the talking points earlier. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my AI tool. I've got my information there. I'm going to paste this in, and I'm going to look and say, well, what are the talking points that we wanted to talk about? And in this case, I'm going to go and use Perplexity just for budget limitations. Which are the ones that are important? Limited design skills. So I'm just going to Control C with that one, copy it. I'm going to paste it in to replace that. And so we'll do that one. So that's the first talking point. The second one I want to make sure to cover is time constraints. I'm going to put that one in. And again, if you have talking points, obviously you're an expert in something, you want to go and fill that one in, you certainly can. And talking point number 3, I'll copy that one. And remember, I'm only picking 3, but you don't need to have 3. You can have 5 points, 6 points, 8 points, whatever you want to do. So in this case, I'm going to say, let's do copyright. And some people may be worried about if they're using stock photos or something else, they may be going, hey, what am I allowed to use or not allowed to use? So we're going to do this one here. Paste it in. So we got the talking points, and we're asking for SEO keywords to be included. Our best to do it. So we want to make sure mylens.ai is in there. We got the topics, got everything here. So let's see what happens now. There we go. Keyword and phrase. I want to make sure. Put the pieces in here. SEO for script for YouTube titled. What did we use for a title? One of the ones that I said we would use is, just going to copy this title that we used. And of course, this is just helping the script, right? Based on this. Sorry, I didn't have the particular piece on. I'll go back and check this in a minute. So let's go back to Claude again. Update it. I want to make sure I put the title in. Just want to make sure I get rid of the... There we go. We got that. There we go. Okay, so there's my title here that I had from the other page. I'm going to put that one in. And we wanted keyword phrase, the one that we used for just going to use that one for now. Sure, we got all the introduction. So what we've done is we've taken the other information that we had, we've added the talking points that we took from Perplexity, the limited design skills, time constraints, copyright, and lessons. I only used 3, right? But we could have used all of them here, that we came up with 5 in Perplexity, but we've also could have used the ones we generated in ChatGPT or Claude, the talking points. But these ones were easy, so these are the ones that I'm going to use for this one. And what we need to do now is make sure that we can get a script created. So let's see what we got here. Make sure we're there. Okay, so we've done this, and it's going to give us the entire script for the video. And as I said before, it's like these scripts, you don't have to use them. You can use them as talking points. You can cut and paste them. You can do what you want. But you've got a video here for whatever topic that you want to do. And in this case, it's talking about a tool called MyLens. Depending on how long you actually want to create the content or what it's for, that may change, obviously, the type of script that you generate. But that prompt that I showed you is doing a full script for us to just follow and get going easily. So here's where we go today. Let's just take a look at what we have. We've got, there's the title. We've got an introduction. Hey there, course creators. Today we're revolutionizing how to make online course graphics in just 5 minutes with mylens.ai. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, this live and so on. So welcome everyone. So we have a nice, easy to follow video script that's here for our how-to tutorials. And again, I'm working on or looking at putting together a video tutorial for an app that I found that creates graphics. So these are just the steps that I'm following, right? That's the video that's being put together. And I've got an introduction here at the top. Okay, is it a perfect introduction? Is it the one that you may want to use? No, you may have a fine-tuning one, or you maybe have a prompt from someone else to use. Same thing with the exit or the outro, whichever one you want to call it. A call to action at the end, you may want to change it. And I've also added some additional prompts here if you want to do them as a standalone piece, or if you have a call to action that you want to use, or a video wrap-up that you want to use, and that will give you a different one based on your personal requirements. So what do we got so far? Let's go take a look. We've got the title, description. What's next? The thumbnail. This one isn't in there, but I'm going to show it to you quickly just to see what happens. And on these ones, I'm just going to do a freehand one. So this is what I do personally when we're working through these, is I may be playing around with it. I've done a whole bunch. I'm a big kind of fan of, rightly or wrongly, this is the way that I do it, but if I go and I use Canva to create my thumbnails, and my personal preference here is you can look at these and you can see right now I've got 80 or 90 using this template. I just found a template that I use, and I tend to use a couple words or a phrase that creates curiosity and keeps an open loop, or allows people to question what is on the other part of the phrase or word that is being used. And I use a standard background, a standard font with white text, and all I do is I'll flip my headshot around. Very, very lazy, easy to do. Is it the best one to do? I don't know for your industry. For the YouTube videos, this is the one that I like, that I'm comfortable with, and I just continue to use it, and that's my preference. If you want to get fancier with each, you can. The point is that this text is the part that we need to worry about, or at least the thumbnail graphic that you want to create, we can get some help with. And for me personally, what I normally do is I will just find one that I like and I will duplicate it. And I'm just going to change the name here to My Lens. I've got an introduction there. In that case, I've got a duplicate of the one that I created, right? So that one's there. I need to change this text. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Claude here. And again, conversational prompt in this case. I'm just going to say, I need a I'm just going to thumbnail. And then I'll do that my way first, and I'll just show you what I do. So, I'm going to ask for 10 variations of a word or 3-word phrase that I can use on the YouTube video thumbnail. Just going to ensure that it curiosity and is best suited for Now this is a very simple one. Obviously you can get a lot more complex. I'm just doing one here. And what it's done is it's given me some text that I can use, right? Course Visual Simplified, there's one there. I'm going to copy that one for now. I'm just going to say create 10 I'm just going to give me some single words to use. So again, this is a personal reference here. We can go and obviously ask for some that are SEO enabled, that kind of thing. But in my example, I'm just going to use one here. I'm going to say design struggle solved. I like that one. This one's kind of interesting. I'm going to copy that one. I'm going to ask for a little bit of confirmation here, clarification, which is the above. I'm just asking, in this case, Claude, to say which one do you think would be most interesting to first-time ones? And again, just remember when you're talking to Claude, this is conversational, right? So it's going and looking at some of them. And I may say, what about the phrases? And this one I'm spending some time on because this tends to be one of the important pieces that works where course graphics hack revealed. This one's kind of neat. Course visual simplified. I like that one too. So I'm going to use that one. I'm going to copy it. I want to go to my Canva. I'm just going to go and paste it in and resize it a little bit. And let's go and we'll minimize it so it kind of fits in. And on this one, there we go. So now I have a course graphic and I can go and simply download that one. And I use JPEGs, again, personal preference, and I don't want all 89 pages. I just want the current page. I'm going to download it. And I'm now going to create my graphic. So I have the title, the graphic, the description, and I have my script for the video. And again, I just use these ones. I've got all of these different folders and I keep each project together. I'm going to create a new folder. We'll just call this one, just call it My Lens to get started. And we're there. So what have I got now? How long did it take me? How long have I been talking? What do we got here? 41 minutes I've been going. A little bit longer, obviously, because I've been explaining what I've been doing. So when I have these pieces, I now have everything that I need to go and do a live stream. And that's one of the things I want you to kind of think of in the back of your mind is, do I have to do a complete video edit to do this? Again, personal preference. I think the how-to format or the content that you're creating, as long as it's answering questions that people have, for example, how do you create 3 YouTube videos a day? Here's kind of the process that I went through. How do you use some of these prompts? How do they apply to creating YouTube videos? Now, I could have broken these down and shown it other examples. I did this one right now because I'm going to do a video on My Lens right after this. You can throw these out, or I shouldn't say throw that out. You can cookie cutter your process, and once you find one that you really like, just reuse it and improve on it each time. I hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe to the channel. If this is something you want to learn more about, I'd love to help you. And in fact, if you're troubled by all this stuff and you just want help creating the courses, and in fact, if you have full courses you want us to make with you or actually help you make, we provide that as a service, as well as our training sites, basic how-to service, or sorry, done for you service. Well, we'll actually manage your website, manage the marketing, manage all the course creation, and really run your business and let you be creative. So like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back maybe later today, maybe tomorrow. I haven't decided as these ideas come up. And you can see right now, just to give you an idea, on these ones, I've got 86 of these in the hopper behind me. So I'm creating them as fast as I can. If you have questions, put them below, and I'll do my best to help you out so that you can start, build, and grow your education business. My name is James. It's trainingsites.io. Take care and expect the best.